Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I just ended a fantastic live streaming event. Thank you very much for joining me there, and I think it was much more than I expected, and thank you. Without you there would have been just me yapping around. You make these things because I made them for you and for me. Together. Remember that one, together. I have here an article coming from The Insider, and it's from today, December 18th, 2022. US officials tried to stop Ukraine from killing high-ranking Russian general who was on a risky visit to the front lines, report say. So, who controls who? What do you mean United States tried to prevent? I think it was that time, I think I remember when that happened. I think it was Gerasimov, if I remember correctly. I think, let's see. The US withheld from Ukraine the movements of Russian General Valery Gerasimov per the New York Times. I think that was when the Ukrainians hit some targets, but they missed this guy. I remember when that was. I think that's the same one. I think Gerasimov was the one. Senior American officials told the Times that America told Ukraine not to attack Gerasimov. Why? Isn't that war? Why would you tell them that? Not that I want them to kill this guy. It's just I thought that this is all war over there, and I'm quoting. We were like, hey, that's too much. They talk about killing. Oops, what's that? The Russian generals all the time, and they were like, yeah. So does it sound like Russians don't want to kill some Ukrainian handlers? I always said, and I will keep saying, the Russians did not kill Zelensky because it was all arranged. Probably they communicated. There were some lines that they would not cross, both of them. I'm talking about Americans and Russians. And that's one. And the second one, why would you get rid of Zelensky? Unless you really think that Zelensky is in charge, which I have very big doubts that he is in charge. I mean, I think I should be tarded to say Zelensky is in charge. I don't think so. But anyway, not even the generals, the Ukrainian generals, I don't think they're in charge over there. But hey, that's what I think. I might be wrong, but I think reality tells us something else. The US tried to prevent Ukraine from killing a high-ranking Russian military official at the onset of Russia's war in Ukraine, according to an investigation published Saturday by New York Times. In April, Russian General Valery Gerasimov, I don't know, however they want it, made plans to travel to Russia's front lines, according to the Times. American officials found out about Gerasimov's plans, but decided to keep the information from Ukraine. So much for an ally. As the Russian invasion of Ukraine began in early 2022, US officials began to realize that had vastly overestimated the strength of the Russian military, the New York Times reported. Yes, because they started the war with what? With about 150,000 people, Russians, and then the rest from the breakaway republics. They would make about, I don't know, it was like maybe 300,000 people. And the Ukrainians had, I think, 1 million and something, if I remember correctly. So, Russian troops have been poorly equipped, according to the Times. Which ones? One soldier complained of having a helmet that is from 1940s. I don't believe that one. No. I know I don't believe that one because as a Romanian coming here in the United States, people believe certain things, and I was like, how can you believe this? Well, I read it, the newspaper, the whatever, the TV told us. Really? Okay, well, I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that the Russian army had helmets from 1940s. And if they had them from 1940s, what's wrong with that? They were built about being shot in the head, right? Do you think they don't? I think they're better than the ones that we have right now. I think, as I see the cars going just like that and everything else. No quality. Corner cut everywhere. Nobody is going to stay alive, Alexander Khodakovsky, a pro-Russian military commander, told the New York Times. One way or another, one weapon or another is going to kill you. All right. As months passed and poorly trained Russian soldiers continued to lose battles and territory to Ukrainian forces. What? As months passed and poorly trained Russian soldiers continued to lose battles and territory to Ukrainian forces, Russia started moving its high-ranking generals to the front lines. According to what? To fight over there? According to the Times. According to the Times, many Russian generals made the deadly mistake of positioning themselves near antennas and communication centers, making them easier to find, and Ukrainian forces began killing them. I don't think it was Ukrainian forces. I think it was, I always say, it was the Americans getting the Ukrainians say, okay, you see the guy over there? There you go, like this. Okay, no. Okay, now just push it. Boom. I'm not saying the Ukrainians are tards. I'm not implying that. I'm saying that without the United States intelligence, communication, and all that, the Ukrainian would not know that guy is over there. We know it's in that area, but not in that point. That's what I'm saying. And I think I'm pretty accurate reporting that thing. Or at least assessing that as being like that. When Gerasimov decided to travel to the front lines in April, US officials withheld the information from Ukraine because it would sharply escalate the conflict. Still, Ukrainian officials got wind of Gerasimov's plans and planned to attack him, but senior American officials asked them to call off the assault, according to the Times. And I'm quoting, "We told them not to do it." End quote. A senior American official told the Times, and I'm quoting, "We were like, hey, that's too much." End quote. It's too much because of the level of engagement they agreed with. Ukraine decided to continue with the attack because the message from the US arrived too late. I think they just ignored that. But anyway, that's my gut feeling, and I'm allowed to have gut feelings like everybody else. That doesn't mean they're accurate, but the Times reported the attack killed dozens of Russians in the attack. Gerasimov, however, escaped the strike. That was the one when I think he just left the area where they hit. Following the attack, Russian generals began visiting the front lines of the invasion less, the Times reports. Well, I know I made videos on that and on others when they were saying, oh, the Russian generals are hit by this and that, and I was making, I can't remember who said that the Americans are fighting for 3,000 miles away and our generals are in the front line. Someone would say, well, that's stupid. You do however works for you. That's why you have them killed. Is it better to have them killed? And like Schwarzkopf, 1,000 light years away from the attack on Iraq. But anyway, he was alive, and well, these guys are blown into pieces. Well, this is just another, see, little by little, they will tell us the truth. It's just the time, but we don't have time, because certain things that could be told right now could change certain kind of decisions that these weasels make on us. Because a lot of, I'm just, how do you call it, fantasizing right now. If a lot of things would be told right now to the US population about how this war over there is conducted by the Ukrainians, okay, I think that would be a little, public opinion will be different than it is right now. And the support for this and for support for that. But since you have a free mass media, you know what I mean? Then you have this kind of people, I support freedom. Then where's my Ukrainian flag? You put it upside down. Oh, well, you can't do that, but anyway. It's just, that's the way it is, man. We are controlled, we are losing, but we have to minimize the losses. You know, it's like when you go and buy a car, and you go and speak with salesman, let's say, you will lose. You will lose. The problem is try to make that loss a little bit, not like this, because it's going to start like this. You're going to lose this much. But if you did your homework, if you did what you needed to do, you just, but in the end, you will still lose. Because if you don't lose, that means they're losing. And you're never going to get here and you're going to tell everybody, man, let me tell you a story. Look what I did here, man. I got this, I got that. I spoke with that weasel salesman, man, and I fooled him and he tried to fool me. And what's his name? The salesman is counting his money and still thinking, oh, man, I fooled this guy on 15 issues that he didn't even dream of thinking of them at that point. Not that you're stupid. You need to, so many things that are kept away from us. The same here. So many things are kept away from us, and when we discover something, we think, oh my God, I was a genius. And everybody else up there is like, we gave him that so he can feel like he does. Yeah, a lot of things we're going to find out later and later, when it's convenient. I was not surprised to be, I mean, we already, I think we agree that the Americans have, they call them, because, if you call them a different way, they are that way nowadays, The advisors, military advisors, you call them advisors and they are advisors. And they have also inspectors. If you call them inspectors, they are inspectors. Yeah, okay, if they say so. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.